Welcome to Small Town Shit, where I'll be there in 5 minutes is a suggestion, errands are never quick, and everyone somehow knows where you've been.
This is not a gossip podcast, but if you recognize yourself, that's between you and God.
We're talking about the everyday things that only make sense in a small town, unwritten rules, familiar faces, and places that double as a social event.
The gas station, the grocery store, the one road everyone avoids for no reason.
So if you grew up here, moved away and came back, or swore you'd never live in a small town and somehow did,
Congratulations, you're one of us now. I'm Mel.
and I'm Jessie, and this is Small Town Shit. Welcome to Small Town Shit.
We are in a secret dungeon today that we can't say where we are for legal purposes. What's life been like for you, Jessie? We're 2 weeks into summer.
Honestly, my nervous system is starting to finally come down a little bit.
You have a glow about you, for sure.
Is there a difference?
We just thought we were going to get released from our dungeon. I don't know. If you aren't watching this on YouTube, please do. Because the look on both of our faces, we were like,
I was like, that's it. We're fired.
we don't even work in this dungeon.
I know.
We're volunteers in this dungeon. Oh, you do have a glow about you.
I feel rested.
That's good.
Kinda. I mean, we've been busy since summer started, but I just feel better. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
How's your summer been so far?
I feel like I haven't had one yet.
Yeah, I know. We've kind of...
You know, I don't really count summer until we go to the pool. I haven't had a pool day yet.
Well, maybe that's why I have a glow about me, because I laid out for a little bit yesterday. But my problem is like when I lay out at my house, I think of all the things that need to be done. So
You can't relax.
no, I laid the pool tarp out yesterday, washed it off, let it dry, folded it up. And then I moved a bunch of tree limbs in my bathing suit
Okay.
because I just couldn't. It needed to be done right then.
You're giving your neighbors and those ghosts a little show. What you're saying is we need to go to an adults-only pool without our
Yeah.
kids and have a real pool.
Can we do that, actually?
Yeah, you can. All the local casinos, you can do like a day pass.
Let's go, man.
And I started 75 hard again because I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. I was on so many steroids and stuff.
Yeah.
Feel like I gained so much weight.
Well, it makes you retain water. So,
Well, and it's so bad for your heart.
I was on steroids when I was a kid for my asthma.
Yeah.
And it blew me up. It was awful.
Yeah, within 2 weeks of me going to the doctor, I had literally gained like 9 pounds. I was like, something's gotta give. So I started 75 hard again. So I ordered magnesium margaritas that are non-alcoholic. And I feel like that's your vibe.
Honestly, yeah. Because
It is, right?
anybody's like, Jessie, do you want a drink? And I'm like,
No, it's already
maybe
your
some
thing.
water.
Yeah, it's not your thing. And that's cool. You know, I saw somebody say like alcohol is like the only drug you have to explain why you don't do it.
I do feel like that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. It's wild. I mean, I don't mind
Like
one every
nobody's
now and then.
asking you like, why don't you do heroin, Jessie? That's not a question that's asked. You know, like, why aren't you doing cocaine? But like alcohol, which is bad for you.
Yeah.
People are like, well, why don't you drink?
Yeah, I'm like, what? And I kind of I'm like, I don't know. I just don't.
That's because you like,
Messes up my gains, man.
yeah, you appreciate your body more than I did. And I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be like you.
Well, that's from trauma, but
What?
like why I have to go to the gym.
No, it's good for your mental health.
Well, yeah, that's what I
not
mean.
trauma.
No. I mean, like the things I went through are why I started the gym, and then I appreciated my body more, and so now I never want to go back to that place.
Yeah.
So that's
You don't want to be
why.
where I am right now.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I am.
No, that's not what I'm
Said
saying.
that. Said it, aren't you?
I could do a whole podcast on that topic. We'll save that for a different day.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about it?
No, I'm not ready.
No, and you know what the sad thing is like I did 75 hard not that long ago. Like my day 75 was March 5th. So it's like what, 3 months ago? Can't even tell. So I'm like,
Oh my gosh, Mel, I feel
What?
like you've been going through so much though.
I know, but that's why I got to do something. I got to get back in the habits,
Yeah,
you know?
I'm here for you.
Thanks. Yeah, I went on my walk already this morning with a weighted vest.
Okay, I want a weighted vest, and we should start doing that because I'm tired of walking and doing cardio at the gym. It's boring.
I yesterday thought it'd be so smart to do the stair climber to get my heart rate up
Yeah.
before my leg day. Who put me outside? Like, I'm doing it wrong.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, I'm learning. You know what? Today's day 3. So
I'm proud of you.
catch me back on day. But next time, I'm promising myself now, day 76, if I want to go a little bit, like if I want to go out and have a margarita, fine. I'm not going to keep alcohol in my house because that's what gets me.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm like a alcoholic, but like, damn.
It just sounds good.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
a glass. That's why I ordered the magnesium margaritas, and that's gonna be my new
I
thing.
need to look those up.
No, I'm gonna bring you some.
Yeah, please do. I want to try.
Yeah, they're really good, and they're only 30 calories, and they have
That's only like 5 carbs.
yeah, they have like L-lithine and all these
Like
magnesium.
good stuff.
Yeah, it's like but it kind of tastes like a margarita. So and it helps you like relax.
So it's kind of like Chris switching from tobacco to, or like his.
No,
Oh.
that's worse for you. Were you about to say his Zen?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so bad for you. Have you ever heard of kratom?
Yes.
What's your take on it?
I don't really know because I don't know a whole lot about it. I've just heard the word.
Right. I listened to a whole podcast yesterday. You can buy it at the gas station, and it's supposed to be like if you take a low dose of it, it is like an upper. But if you take a high dose of it, it's like a painkiller. And it's just like something you willy-nilly buy at the gas station. Somebody died from an overdose. 39 years old.
Isn't that crazy? That they can
Mechanic.
just sell that in the gas station?
It is so the reason it's not like said to be like an opioid is because it doesn't just hit your opioid receptors. It hits all these other receptors. So also if you are like on an anti-anxiety medication or on a depressant, like it can really screw you up, and people get addicted to it, but they think because like it's in a powder that tastes like shit that you can buy at the gas station for $4, you can't be addicted to it. It was the craziest podcast.
That's insane.
I never even like I don't even know what I didn't know what it was. I had never even heard of it.
Isn't it wild that like things are just becoming more and more accessible? Like with
Yeah, everything.
okay.
Do you know?
I don't know how people feel about the Ozempic stuff, but like the amount of commercials I see on a daily basis about Ozempic and like weight loss shot, like,
And they're so bad for you.
it's so concerning. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it.
I think it's good if it's like the original purpose of it was for people with type 2 diabetes who
Yeah.
cannot lose weight on their own, which my husband, he actually tried Manjaro and it did not work for him.
Right.
So I'm not saying he's one of those people who needed a shot because he just did it the old fashioned way.
Yeah, there are
And
people that literally do everything right and nothing's working. So I get that.
And those are the people who are like extremely overweight.
Yeah.
I have seen some very good in shape celebrities and influencers start taking it so they don't have to work out as hard, or they don't have to worry about their appetite. And to me, like, that's scary.
It is scary. Like, I just don't feel like if you like, what I have a problem with is like shooting that up in your buttocks or where your stomach, whatever, to suppress your appetite, and that's how you're losing the weight by not eating. That's just not healthy.
And it's like, here's my question, and this might be dumb from somebody with like a chronic stomach illness who cannot go to the bathroom. It's like they say it like gives you really bad constipation, right?
Yeah.
How are you getting so skinny if you're not pooping?
I don't know.
Like they are eating some or they would die.
Yeah, but then like when they
So,
eat
like-
it, if you've noticed, like when they eat, they don't eat very much because it starts making them kind of like sick at their stomach.
Oh yeah, they'll throw up.
I don't know. It's terrifying. I mean, girl, I've seen some people and they're like, I'm like, dang, she got snatched, man. But I don't know.
It's so bad for people who don't actually need it because of like, I think it's like whatever it puts in your body. If your body was already pretty regulated at that, it really screws you up and like will make your hair fall out. And
yeah.
it's like,
And when you're losing muscle at that too, like you're not just losing body weight. If you're dropping that much weight that quickly, you're losing muscle too, and that's just not good. Like the problem is like the older we get, the less muscle mass we have, and it's really hard to put that back on. And I'm just a little worried about what our world's gonna look like.
They're not gonna look like me with my fat ass, that's for sure.
I'm glad you got a fat ass.
I know, but like, okay, when I was in high school, like big butts were not popular. It was
No,
big boobs.
I didn't have those.
Yeah, neither did I. So I thought it was like not cool. And then my prime, or like when big butts became a thing, I'm like, well, why couldn't you have happened
Done
when
that
I
in
was
high
in high school? Yeah, now I'm.
Also, my body type was not like most people's body types when I was in school. So like, we've probably talked about this before, but like the low-rise jeans,
Yeah, you can't.
I couldn't. And that era, the low-rise jeans era, it made me feel like I was huge. Because I'm like, oh, can't fit in these jeans because, I'm a fat ass. But that's not it. My body shape's just different.
And like we would look like a plumber.
Yeah.
Because our butt is so
It
big.
wasn't the sexy whale tail, the
No, it was like you could, if I bent over, my whole butthole. Like I cannot. At least a mid-rise jean, I can't. Okay.
I don't know. Anyways.
Everybody who is wearing a low-rise jean right now, they better freaking appreciate that they can have those on their body because we could never.
It does not flatter this one.
No. Okay, this week we have 2 smaller stories submitted that Jessie does not know about. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. First one came to me and they said, do you want to tell about the time that I was escorted out of church by the police? And I said,
This is going to be good.
I said, absolutely. I would love to tell this story
Holy crap.
about the time. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
I've never heard of anybody being escorted out by the police, but I have literally seen almost a dropout fight between a family. Like for instance, it was
At church?
yeah, you know how it is. Like
No, I've never been to. You know what, Corbin, the other day, I said I was going to be a counselor for church camp, and he said you can't go there.
Yeah.
And I said why? He goes, I don't think you would know how to act around those people. Like, I've never been to a church or acted right.
Okay, well,
Just because I'm fun doesn't mean I can't. I can't. Like, I know how to reel it in.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's also, he just doesn't want me to be there. Like, he's
That's
embarrassed. But I
probably
also
exactly
do
what
think,
it is.
like, he really thought that statement was true. Like, I couldn't behave. He thought I would get kicked out. Because one of his friend's moms did get kicked out of Falls Creek the first day. And she is...
I would never send my kids to Falls Creek.
Well, hey, Corbin goes every year. He has so much fun. It's fine. I know the things you heard when you were in high school.
Well, Chris went and he's like, no, our kids would never go.
Well, that's because Chris was probably hanging out with the bad kids. Yeah. Corbin goes with a pretty good group, and there are some bad things that can but that can happen anywhere.
That is true.
And yeah, no, but the parents got kicked out of Falls Creek first day. Isn't that great? And
Is this recent?
last year this happened.
Okay,
Or
let me
maybe
hear
the
it.
year before.
No, I can't wait anymore. Let me hear it.
Apparently it's like against their rules to talk about like violence or stuff, and they check your bags
Yeah.
before you go.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't realize they did that. Like, we did that when I worked in retail. Like, you check your bag before you leave, but that's so you weren't stealing anything,
Yeah.
you know? No, but they were like checking her bag, and she said, oh, you're gonna look for my gun or my knife? Joking.
Kicked out.
Kicked out.
That was probably...
So I texted her the next day, and this might have even been so it might have been 2 years ago. So it was Corbin's first time ever going to Falls Creek, and like the kids can't have their phones. So I text her, or maybe they can during downtime, but they don't have good service or whatever. So
I don't think they can.
I just text her and said like, oh, how's it going? And she like texts me back, was like, well, I'm actually home now, and I'm so embarrassed. And I was like, girl.
She's like one of those that probably has like a funny humor, and like they didn't get it.
Well, and they did.
It's probably taking precaution too, because everything that's said is blown out.
Well,
of
if they
proportion.
did it, follow their rules
Yeah.
with the adults there, then if a kid overheard that and they let it slide, and then that kid joked about the same thing, then they're not gonna do anything about it.
Yeah.
Isn't that? I was like, girl, it's okay. Like, no judgment here.
Yeah, none.
I've made some bad jokes before too.
Be like, whoa.
Yeah, so I think maybe that was part of the reason Corbin was like, yeah, you can't. But like, I wouldn't be joking about guns and knives, because that's like, I don't do those things.
I do feel like that would be something that you would say though.
You think I would joke about that?
Well, yeah, like if they were checking your bag, I could see you being like, oh.
No, I because I've had my bag checked so much,
Yeah, it's just
like in retail, like it wouldn't even, I would just be like, oh, here you go.
yeah.
Because it was like literally anytime you clocked out or went to lunch, if you took a bag with you, you had to have your bag checked. And I never got fired for saying inappropriate things.
If I said things that like immediately came to my mind,
Why?
I would be in trouble all the time.
That's why. Why do
Like
you think?
intrusive thoughts.
I just say what I'm thinking all the time. Why do you think I get in trouble a lot? So maybe that's like
I'm too scared to.
I can't. I wish I could have self-control, but I can't. Okay, so you want to hear why she got escorted? But okay, first, before I get into this, who have you seen almost get into a fight at church?
I don't know who it was. I think it was like Mother's Day. We were there, and you know how like when you get all the like all families together, I imagine that what was going on is like the mom wanted all of her kids to be there, and something happened like when they were doing worship and like when they're singing and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I just look over and she's like literally yelling and like pointing her finger and is like, like all the motions of like, okay, she's upset about something. And then like two of the kids leave. They're like older.
Okay.
So obviously somebody doesn't get along. And she just wanted one day where they have everybody together, and
they couldn't act right.
they didn't happen.
You know what? That's why I only had one kid, so I don't have to worry about that.
Honestly, that's a good idea. Not really, because
You said not really, like poor Corbin.
no, not poor Corbin, but because I have two, I would never change that.
No, you have no.
But I know what you mean. It is.
I don't dog anybody for having more than one children. I
You
wasn't
aren't going to have to experience that part.
No, unless Corbin marries somebody who is crazy and they have a big family and I get to witness it, and then we have more content.
Do you ever worry about that?
No, because my son is like, he's so sweet, but he also is more like his dad, where he can like set a boundary and stick to it. Like the fact that my 14-year-old has to like be like, no, mom, you should not be doing that for people who actually don't care about you. They're just like taking advantage of you because you're nice and you'll do whatever. And like it really bothers me sometimes because I'm like, I am nice and you need to be nicer. And then I'm like, oh wait, he's right.
Yeah.
Like I am tired and I do not want to be doing the basketball players' laundry. I don't even know basketball players.
Yeah. He's like, why'd you offer that?
I did it. They asked me and I said, sure. So I did the laundry for the basketball team one time and then had the audacity the next day to find said basketball coach and say, did I do a good job?
Did they say yeah?
Yeah, he did. And he was like, anytime. And then I was like, what's wrong with me? I did not even know this man. I don't know basketball players.
Here's my number. Put me on speed dial.
I think maybe they have my picture like in the faculty room and like over my forehead it says sucker.
And they put your phone number. That way they can call you when they need help.
Yeah. Or my email. That's why I don't check my email that much. Okay. Now back to scheduled programming. Okay. So what happened was when I was a freshman, my best friend was a senior. And I asked my parents if I could go to church with her. And they said yes. So after school, I went home with her to go to church that evening. She lived in Chelsea, which is like a small town. That's where you live. Times were different back then, and I didn't have a cell phone. So my parents called the police having little information to go off of. They knew the name of the church. So we're in the middle of service when the police come in and walking down the aisle and ask for my name. Terrified, I stepped out and raised my hand. They escort me out of the church, not in handcuffs, but they did put me in the back of the patrol car. They drove me to the Chelsea Police Department, and they left me in a room. It felt like a while when someone finally came in, and it was my parents, and they hugged me so tight. I was totally confused. Why am I at the police department, and what did I do wrong? I was at church. Apparently, I didn't ask if I could go home with her after school, only asked if I could go to church with her. I guess that's when I start paying close attention to the details. Her parents called the police because they couldn't find their daughter.
This was last year? I know Life 360 was a thing.
No. This is like when we were like...
Oh, like...
yeah, this is a mom who submitted this. So that's why she said times were different then. So like she didn't have a cell phone. Can you... how embarrassed would have you been if you were a freshman? Because like you're still in that mindset kind of a junior high. and the older kids are so much cooler than you and you
Yeah.
actually give a crap.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the more you get through high school, the less you care what anybody thinks about you. You know, like you get to that moody teenager
Yeah.
stage where you just don't care about anything. But I feel like at freshman, you care about everything.
Well, yeah, because you're going into a bigger pond.
Imagine getting,
That's insane.
because your parents couldn't find you. Did you ever run away or do anything like that when you were a kid?
And honestly, well,
Come on.
actually, I will say I stayed the night at a friend's house, and that friend, well, it was at her cousin's, so there was like 3 or 4 of us, and they wanted to sneak out of this house, and I was like, no, guys, that's like a terrible idea. And so we did. We're not of driving age, but this person that picks us up is of driving age. And I'm like riding in the back of the car. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that we're doing this. But I had no other option. The person's house that we were at, like, I didn't want to be the only one left there. So I went with them. And then I guess this girl's parents walked in to check on us, and
There were no kids
no
there.
kids.
That was a rookie mistake.
But listen to this. This is where it gets a little crazy. So we come back, and they busted the door open because we climbed through the window, and they busted the door open. They're like, we knew that you guys were gone. Da 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 da. We just seen so and so drop you off. Well, then we go home to our parents the next day, and we're all in trouble. Do you know what they did?
What?
They blamed it on me. Because they're cousins. They're all related. So they were like, no, this was Jesse's idea.
Jesse's the bad guy because they all wanted
I was singled out because I was like
the outsider.
friend. And
You're the bad influence.
luckily my mom, being who she is, she knew better. And she was like, you're never allowed to go back over there and all these other things.
You're like,
but
thank God they kidnapped me.
I was like, Mom, I didn't go. I was trying to tell him not to, but then I didn't want to just be left in her room. And she was like, next time you need to just stay. I think that was like the only thing that I've ever done. I didn't really get in a whole lot of trouble.
I never really.
Unless it was out in my parents didn't know because I would, back then we would have
fields.
Yeah.
Field parties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, when we lived in Albuquerque, I went from Inola to Albuquerque. Okay. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
I had this friend whose mom was never home. And now I look back, I'm like, where was she?
Yeah. And like, why are you always leaving her by herself?
I mean, like days at a time. An 8th grader by herself
That's crazy.
with free reign. And she would just like leave an envelope of money for her.
Listen, I didn't even leave Jake. I let you guys take him when we left. Heck no.
Yeah. Well, my mom does not know this story. She's probably going to roll over when she listens to this. But we were out walking one day in the streets of Albuquerque, just like, I think we were walking to the burger place that wasn't that far from her apartment building. And these guys pulled over and were like, what are you guys doing tonight? You guys want to go to a party with us in the mountains? We're like, sure.
That sounds like death waiting to happen.
But listen, I look back and I'm like, I could have been on Dateline. So these guys pick us up. We tell them we were 16. We were 13 and 14 years old. But we thought we were so cool. We get in this car with these people. We don't know their names. We get in the car and they drive us 45 minutes outside of Albuquerque to the literal mountains. It would be like their version of a field party because it's like they don't have like anything that's that rural.
This is terrifying. I'm like,
hold on, wait, just wait. So we get there and my friend starts drinking. I'm not drinking because I'm like, I don't know any of these people. I'm allergic to outside. Like, this is probably a bad idea for me to be in the mountains, Those guys, these girls that knew these guys are like, why did you bring these children to this party? And they're like, no, they're 16. And they're like, no, they're not. They are not 16 years old. These are middle schoolers. And the guys are like, we didn't know. They left us there.
How did you get back home?
Those girls, they felt bad for us.
Thank God.
If not, we would have been abandoned in the woods and no, like,
maybe you wouldn't be sitting here today. That is insane.
well, for sure I would be. I had
At
no
least they weren't mean girls, like the.
No, they hated us, but they were like, we're not going to leave you there. And my friend was drunk, so she was acting like stupid. And so like, but I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, can you just like, are you going back into town? Do you live in the same town as us? I'm like, you don't even have to drop us like at her apartment. Like, if you could just drop us like even like a mile away.
Yeah, we'll walk.
Yeah. So they did. They left us on the side of the street that was like about a mile and a half. And like, I gave her a piggyback ride the whole way back. And then she woke up the next day and was like, what happened? And she was like maybe 80 pounds or 90 pounds soaking wet. So like she maybe had one beer, like a
I
Smirnoff.
can't laugh because I'm a lightweight too.
But like like now that I look back at that, like at the time I was like, well, that was crazy, but like here we are, and like didn't even think any. Now as an adult, I'm like, why are kids so dumb? And I try to think of that when I should have thought of that when I took our children and their friend to eat the other day, and they were just throwing paper, like the paper from their straws. I was getting so pissed off. I'm like, why are you acting like this? I should think of those moments and
Yeah,
being
you're like, you know what?
throwing paper straws but it wasn't even, it was just like, I was like, we don't need to be
They were doing
making,
it on purpose though.
we don't need to be making a mess and throwing at other people's tables like on accident because it misses my head.
Yeah.
I just don't want somebody to ever, like, if I get up and leave a table and then be like, oh my God, I hated that table.
Yeah, because look at what they did.
Yeah.
And I've worked in
Yeah, like when you've worked with the public, I'm like, we don't want to be. I'm like, you can be. I literally said this to our children. I apologize later, but I was like, you can literally be a jackass at our house, but like not in public, please.
Yeah, no. Because also like we are part of their reputation as well. And they're raised better than
I
that.
was raging out when it went to like another table that didn't have anything. I was like, get up right now. And they were like, you're making a scene. I'm like, you
made a scene.
I literally said, quit throwing this crap, and here you are. But like boys are just so,
Boys.
yes. And like
They
I'm
think
like,
everything's funny.
I'm like, yeah, as long as my child isn't getting in the car with strangers. I mean, like, but we would know that. Thank God
Mm-hmm.
that we
Unless
have
they
Find
turn
My
their 360 off, which I would.
we have Find My iPhone.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so like as soon as Harvey gets notified, even anytime Corbin spends his Apple Cash. So like he's like, bro, why are you spending $27 at Quick and Easy? And he's like, I'm hungry.
Oh, Jay's card got his Cash App card, which he has Apple Pay. Is that the same thing? Like we just put his card on his.
But you can also do Apple Cash. So it's like
The same thing.
You don't have to have a card.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I had to use it at a gas station when they're at NEO, and I got a notification that it was declined, and I was like, that's weird. Well, it said it was declined because he didn't know his PIN. And sometimes gas stations won't like let you do credit.
You have to do debit.
I can only imagine how embarrassed he was. He was like, oh my God, I don't know why. It's got money on it. Da, da, da.
And like now as an adult, when that happens, you're just like, oh, hold on, let me try that again, or let me remember my PIN. But like as a kid, you're like, this is so embarrassing. Like that clerk gives a crap.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself that sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, okay, this is probably me TMI, but I feel like it needs to be talked about, and nobody has ever talked about this, I feel like, on a public platform. Why are we afraid to fart in the bathroom? I went to the gym the other day, and I sat down and I farted so loud, and I was so embarrassed, and I'm like, wait a second, I am in a toilet stall. Why am I embarrassed?
You're talking to the wrong person, because I've never done, I'd never. Like,
you fart.
The only person I do it in front of is Charlie, and that's like literally the only person.
But it's like, it's natural. And especially like I was in an appropriate place. It was not like I was squatting or something and just like farting like I was in the bathroom, but I was like, my face was turning red. I could like feel it. I'm like, why am I so embarrassed?
It's probably because it echoes in there.
But still, like, you're in the bathroom. Like, where else can you fart freely? Nowhere is safe.
I wish I was like my best friend Whitney, because that girl can do it on like demand. Like,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's funny. She's hilarious. I was never like that though. I'll never forget, I did it one time. We were in the basketball girls' locker room, like getting ready for practice, and somebody did something, and it made me laugh so hard, and I was sitting on the tile floor.
That's so amazing.
Oh, it was awful. And I was like, maybe that's why I don't do
You're
it.
traumatized.
I'm traumatized, and I don't even know it, but it was bad.
But like people like act like it's such like a horrible thing, but like it's not.
My favorite is listening to the stories of the kids saying that they do it in the classroom, but they'll like drop something. It's so delayed though.
Yeah.
Like you hear like the drop, and then
Yeah.
it comes. Yeah.
Oh, Corbin used to tell me that like his goal in life was to make sure he farted before he got out of the car for school so he could shut me in with his farts. Like boys don't understand it, but girls do. Like there's like some stigma around farting, and it's like it's natural. I literally have a chronic illness that lives inside my intestines. Like why do I care? And do I know
Who's in the bathroom?
whose ugly ass hokas were next to me? No. There's that farter to get caught.
Next.
Okay.
We're gonna. Okay.
And we'll wrap it up before we get kicked out of our dungeon.
We're wrapping it up on the farting and focus.
Hey, everybody, please comment below and let us know
We need to know your
your fart theories.
and some stories that
Or
you may.
well, you know what? That's actually funny. Like, where's the worst place you've ever farted? Actually, you know what? When I was a freshman, if he hears this, I'm so sorry. And then we're gonna wrap it up. This is like before I got diagnosed with Crohn's, so I knew like I actually had a problem. I farted in a group of guys, and it was silent. But oh my gosh, it smelled so bad. And I just turned around and I went, Kyle, was that you? And everybody in the group was like, oh my gosh, Kyle, you're so disgusting. Nobody talked to him at lunch that day.
Kyle now knows.
You know what, Kyle, I'm apologizing now. 47 years later. But as a freshman, my brain could not handle it. And it did. It was like, it smelled so bad. It was.
That is.
When you live with a chronic illness like that, like it's another.
It has good stories though.
It's another level of embarrassment. You know?
I'm always gonna remember those ugly ass.
They were. I don't like hokas. I think
I
they're
don't
ugly.
either.
I'm
Me
so
too.
sorry. I know they're
I'm glad
comfortable.
I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Yeah. Okay, now our dungeon master's coming. Yeah, we gotta go. All right, send us your fart stories.
Bye.
And your teenage stories about running away. Bye.